Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Giulianotti. I'm excited you're here because we're going to talk about entrepreneurial mindset exercises. If you're here, then you're learning about exercises that you can do to help improve your mindset. And what that means is that you already understand that mindset is critical. Mindset is key to your success. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a doctor. I've built and sold businesses, and even in the medical field, there's plenty of examples of mindset, how you think, what you believe can change how you deal with your disease or your health or your life, right? And the same goes with your business, right? So I had spent a few years ago, and even times recently, I spent a lot of time just in a bad mindset, right? And my guess is you're here because you want to improve your mindset. And it's just miserable, frustrating, going through my day and just saying, "What am I doing? I should be further ahead. I'm doing the tactical things right. I'm doing the linear, logical things right." It's just absolutely miserable. And here's what I've come to like discover or learn is that if your mindset is off, you can have the best strategy, the best tactics, the best linear type of A, B, C, D, do this, then that, and you're going to have an uphill battle at best. Most of the time, I can give somebody the best tools in the world, but if I cannot get their mindset right, if I cannot get uh, their thinking, their emotions, then nothing else really matters because all action kind of flows from what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, right? And then how those thoughts kind of make you feel. And that's kind of mindset 101, right? So you're here because you know mindset is your success, right? So let's talk about the exercise. So here's one exercise that I found extremely helpful. I asked myself, what would be if I'm talking to you or my best friend, what would be the one mindset exercise that I would give them? And the one that I would give them is actually based off some of the medical stuff. It's parasympathetic versus sympathetic, or empowering versus disempowering states, right? So here's the exercise. Here's how it goes. Number one, ask yourself, am I in an empowering state or a disempowering state? Am I in fight or flight, which is disempowering, or am I in rest and digest, right, which is your parasympathetic or empowering? So let me give you an example. If you're frustrated by something somebody did at work, right, or one of your team members did, or really mad because your kid said something or your partner or spouse said something. If you're feeling anger, frustration, if you're really feeling like despair, that's bad, right? But if you're just angry, miserable, if you feel like there's scarcity, like you're going to run out of money, that is fight or flight. That is disempowering. So ask yourself, am I in a disempowering state right now? And then you got to realize that, right? And that's step one. So if you're in an empowering state, you have gratitude. Things are flowing easily. You're happy. You feel kind of content, right? So that's an empowering state. So ask yourself, step one, mindset exercise: am I in an empowering or disempowering state? And once this becomes a habit, it's incredible, because that empowering or disempowering state, those are kind of emotions, right? And emotions are built off of thoughts. So if you know which state you're in, then you know that there's a thought that caused you to be in that state. I'm feeling angry because my team member did something wrong, or I think they did, right? So then I'm in a disempowering state. Now that I know I'm in a disempowering state, I get to understand why and decide to move into an empowering state. And here's the key. I always thought like, oh, you can't just decide. You can't just choose to feel how you want to feel. Well, you can if you get to the underlying thing, right? The underlying thought process that caused you to be in that disempowering state. So what you need to do is, once you understand you're in a disempowering state, notice the thinking that got you there. How it works, how mindset works, is thoughts. You have a habitual pattern of thoughts, or you have new patterns of thoughts. But either way, thoughts will then create your emotions, and then those emotions, if you're in a disempowering state, are going to affect your actions, and those actions are going to affect your results. And then it's a big feedback loop that goes all the way through, all around and round and round and round again, because then they reinforce the uh the thinking that you had before, right? So let's say you're in a disempowering state. You are mad because your team member did something wrong, right, or you think they did. So you've noticed that. Now you have to get to the thinking. Why do I think they were wrong? And what about it puts me in a disempowering state? Is it because I think that I'm the only one that can do things correctly, right? And is that actually true? Our reality, perception is reality, right? Our perception, reality is completely rewritable, which is the really cool thing. It's probably another topic, but Um, if you understand what caused the thinking, then you can understand the emotion. So I'm mad. Why am I mad? I'm mad because I just cannot get somebody to do things the right way. Is that true? Is that actually true? And here's the point is you get to decide that nobody can ever do it as good as me, right? Like maybe that's the belief you had. I think that nobody can ever do it as good as I can. Is that actually true? No. Okay. What are some examples of that being true? Well, that team member did way better on the last presentation I asked them to do. They did way better than I ever could. 3 years ago, I asked a contractor to go ahead and build, an email sequence for me, and they just crushed it. I could never do that. They're a copywriter. I'm not a copywriter. So therefore, the thinking that no one can ever do it as good as I can is not absolutely true, right? So if it's not true, then and that was your belief, so you can flip it. You can decide that people can do as good or better than me, right? So all of a sudden, if your team member messes up and puts you in a disempowering state, and you felt the emotion of anger. Now you understand the thinking that was behind the anger, and then you get to choose a new empowering thought that then produces empowering emotion. So I don't know if that made sense for you. It's a little bit complicated, but the idea is um, to then ask yourself, okay, what's the empowering thinking that would allow me to feel better, right? I want to feel like I can really leverage my time. I want to feel happy. I want to feel like I'm making progress instead of being angry at my team member. I used to think that nobody, the thought that made me angry was that nobody could do it as good as I can, right? Okay. Is that true? No. Is that absolutely true? No. Are there other reasonable interpretations of reality? Yeah, that people can do it better than I can. That this was a mistake that the team member made because I didn't give clear instructions, or I didn't give clear enough instructions, or this could have been a great opportunity for me to ask a team member how to give them better instructions, right? So those are some of the thoughts that can then produce emotions. So now, if I saw that as an opportunity, the team member messed up, instead of being angry, all of a sudden I have a thought, well, when somebody messes up on my team, that gives me the opportunity to ask them what the issue was and then be able to fix the problem for next time. It's an opportunity. It's great. It's amazing. So then I'm in an empowering state. You can see it. I feel better now, right? Like I'm actually doing therapy on myself. Um, I'm feeling better now. And instead of just being mad and looking for that and thinking that nobody can ever do it as good as me, because what you think informs your emotions, informs your actions, then gets you some real world data that comes back that then supports it. So man, that would be really disempowering to think that your entire life, because how would you excel as an entrepreneur? All right. That is one of my favorite entrepreneur mindset exercises. Am I in an empowering or disempowering state? Am I in rest and digest, or am I in fight or flight? Right? Am I in survival mode? Right? Am I surviving or am I thriving? Ask yourself that question, and then understand that that emotion comes from a thought. Choose an empowering thought. Ask yourself, is that absolutely true? It's not going to be absolutely true, particularly if you're not having a good time with it. And change the thought that will then change your emotion. That will then change the action. Then you'll get more data, more results to support that. That's my favorite entrepreneurial mindset exercise. There are plenty more. If you have any questions, let me know. Really ask yourself. I make these because I want to help you get better, to help you improve your quality of life, to help you succeed, because we're all here. We're all trying to do our best. So if you like this, like and subscribe. Make sure to send it to a family member or friend, and ask yourself, this isn't entertainment. Like I don't do this for entertainment. And that would be the worst thing in the world, is to waste time just trying to entertain people. And if you don't apply it, then you're really not going to get the benefit out of it. So ask yourself, how can I use this today? So ask yourself again, 3-4 times today, am I in an empowering or disempowering state? Then change the thinking behind it. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.